Between Nigeria and South Africa, who is taking over Africa's economic power shift? Before I continue, do well to like, do well to share, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more finance contents from us. Let's dive right in. In 2016, one country stood tall, taking over as Africa's economic giant. This country had the oil, the population, the market, and the influence. I'm talking about the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But fast forward to 2025, Nigeria is now struggling to be among the top 5. Not because Nigeria disappeared, but because something deeper happened. Currency shifted, oil shocked the people, diversification happened. Today, we'll be talking about the top 5 economies for each year from 2016 till date. Stick around to know which country is dominating the African economy now. The top 5 in 2016. Nigeria was number 1, South Africa number 2, Egypt was number 3, Algeria number 4, and number 5 was Morocco. Nigeria was top in 2016, even when Nigeria was just recovering from the 2014-2015 oil crash. Nigeria entered into recession and they were very dependent on oil. Nigeria's growth was slow due to falling oil revenue and weak diversification. Number 2, South Africa. South Africa had strong financial services, mining exports, and they were very good in diversification. Growth for South Africa in 2016 was slow due to political uncertainty and structural unemployment. For Egypt, IMF reform program began. Their currency started floating, their structure was reformed, and growth started going steady. Algeria dominated the gas and oil sector. The price of energy had stabilized in Algeria, but they still had limited diversification. Morocco had rising automotive exports, strong agricultural links. Morocco was just performing steadily. That brings us to 2017. 2017 was the recovery era for the African countries. Top 5 on the list are: Nigeria was number 1, South Africa number 2, Egypt number 3, Algeria number 4, and Morocco number 5. This year, Nigeria recited recession. Oil prices improved in Nigeria, but the growth was very weak. Egypt accelerated in 2017. Their growth was going fast and rapid. They improved investors' confidence, giving them more business deals. South Africa's political instability slowed confidence. Algeria was very stable, but they were solely dependent on oil, while Morocco continued industrial expansion. That takes us to 2018. In 2018, that was the era of the reform versus stagnation. Nigeria as number 1, South Africa number 2, Egypt number 3, Algeria number 4, and Morocco number 5. For these 3 consecutive years, Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco stood their grounds by being the top 5 economies in Africa. Egypt's reform was working very well, and their tourism was generating revenue for their country. Nigeria's economic growth remained modest, but their population was now outgrowing their GDP growth. Warning signs appeared, but Nigeria turned a blind eye. In 2019, Egypt closed the gap. Egypt nearly matched South Africa as they were almost at the same level. That's because South Africa was suffering from power outage and Eskom crisis. Nigeria's oil production was now stable, but no major structural reform. Algeria benefited from oil stability, while Morocco's diversification began to pay off. The COVID shock era was in 2020. The top 5 countries were Nigeria as number 1, Egypt as number 2, South Africa as number 3, Algeria as number 4, Morocco as number 5. In 2020, Egypt went ahead of South Africa. This is where things began to go south. The COVID-19 made things tough that Nigeria's oil sector began to collapse again. Nigeria entered their second recession. South Africa went into total lockdown contraction. Egypt became more resilient and their economy grew larger. Algeria oil's revenue dropped while Morocco suffered when their tourism collapsed. This year really reshuffled the economy. Egypt overtook South Africa and things began to go south. The top 5 countries in 2025 were Nigeria as number 1, Egypt as number 2, South Africa as number 3, Algeria as number 4, Morocco as number 5. At this time, South Africa benefited massively from platinum boom, commodity super cycle, while Nigeria was still struggling with oil production. Egypt continued infrastructure spending, making the economy grow large and large. In 2022, oil boom missed the opportunity, and this era brought a big shift in the continent. Top 5 countries in 2022 were Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, Algeria, and Morocco. Oil prices surged globally. Nigeria should have thrived during that time, but then Nigeria suffered from oil theft, pipeline issue, and low production of oil. Egypt maintained a strong domestic growth. The top 5 African economies in 2023 were Egypt as number 1, Nigeria as number 2, South Africa as number 3, Algeria as number 4, Morocco as number 5. Nigeria's currency's devaluation drastically dropped the GDP in USD. Important lesson: nominal GDP ranking depends solely on the exchange rate strength. South Africa's currency rand was still more stable than the Nigerian's currency naira. 2024, the power shifts era. The top 5 African economies in 2024 were South Africa as number 1, Egypt as number 2, Algeria as number 3, Nigeria as number 4, and Ethiopia as number 5. Ethiopia entered stylishly as number 5, kicking Morocco out of the list. Nigeria was brought down to number 4, and South Africa went up to number 1, bringing Egypt down to number 2. South Africa led due to strong financial markets, developed capital system, and stable currency. Nigeria suffered from FX reform, inflation spike, and subsidy was also removed. That brings us to 2025, the era where South Africa is leading the African economy. Top 5 African countries in 2025. Number 1, South Africa. Number 2, Egypt. Number 3, Algeria. Number 4, Nigeria. And number 5, Ethiopia. South Africa officially became Nigeria's strongest economy again. Nigeria dropped to number 4 on the USD terms. GDP ranking are calculated in dollars, and as such, Nigeria was affected because our currency was very weak. What really happened to Nigeria's economy? The battle wasn't about population. It wasn't about oil. It wasn't about land mass. It was about diversification versus dependency. South Africa built slow and steady, deep financial markets, diversified exports, industrial capacity, and institutional maturity, while Nigeria's strength was largest population, massive domestic markets, huge entrepreneurial energy, digital innovative boom. Challenges that these two countries faced: South Africa's weakness with high unemployment, energy supply challenges, and slow long-term growth, while Nigeria's weakness were dependence on oil, currency volatility, limited industrial depth, and unemployment. South Africa didn't just explode, they built slow and quietly. Nigeria's economy did not collapse. Their currency just faced a little crisis. When a country's economy depends solely on just one commodity, any strike or any shock that happens to that country, they fall without withstanding. Nigeria has held the first position for over 7 years. Egypt held the first position for 1 year, and now South Africans are holding this position for 2 years. That means this is not just for one person, it actually fluctuates. Who stays smart stays at the top. Africa's economic power is not fixed, and as such, power is bound to shift. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Nigeria is going to go first, or do you think South Africans are going to maintain their position as Africa's economic power? Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance content from us. Until next time, bye for now.